Ever tried to sell like a massive, I don't know, a massive excavator or something with one of those like blurry photos? You know the ones I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it doesn't really scream buy me, does it?
No, not really.
Well, that's kind of what we're digging into today, the whole world of professional photography, specifically for the mining industry.
It's a fascinating niche, really.
Right, because it's not just snapping a quick pic, right?
No, not at all. It's about capturing, I don't know, the sheer scale, the power of this equipment. It's kind of where, art meets function,
Totally. And the material you found from Palmer Creative Group, they seem to get this, like, completely.
Oh, they live and breathe this stuff. If you look at their clients, it's like a who's who of mining giants.
That's what I'm saying. So their first point, it really resonated with me. They said visual impact is king, especially when you're dealing with, gigantic machinery.
It makes sense though, right?
Yeah.
You need to grab the client's attention instantly. We're bombarded with images constantly. A strong visual just cuts through all that noise.
Absolutely. It's like before they even read a word, they need to get what you're selling.
Exactly. And Palmer, they had this great example. They used to, believe it or not, they held the GMC, the Chevrolet contract in Canada.
No way.
Yeah. Talk about capturing ruggedness, capability. Their ads, they just scream it.
That's what I'm saying. It's not just about the product. It's about like the feeling, the emotion.
Exactly. You hit it right on the head. It's about forging that emotional connection. That's what drives those sales. And you know what else they emphasized? This really stuck with me, the whole safety aspect.
Oh, right.
And they walk the walk too. Their safety record, it's spotless.
Which makes sense. If a company's that meticulous about safety, you got to think they bring that same dedication to everything they do, right?
Exactly. It's subtle, but it speaks volumes about their commitment to quality across the board.
It's like that saying, the details, they make the design, or something like that, right?
Absolutely. And in mining, where precision is key, showing those details through photography, well, that's how you build trust.
Totally. They even gave this example, a diamond drill bit. Not exactly the most, glamorous thing, but they made it.
Beautiful, almost.
Right.
The lighting, the way they shot it, suddenly it's not just a tool, it's a piece of art. You can see the craftsmanship, the engineering, all in a single image.
And that's the thing, they're highlighting stuff that most people wouldn't even notice. The close-ups, the way light plays off the surface, it's subtle, but it makes a huge difference.
Think about it like this. You're drawn to a luxury car because of its lines, its details, right?
Okay.
It's that same principle.
Totally. It's like, you're scrolling through your phone and you see a gorgeous photo, you stop, you look. That's what you want for these products.
Exactly. You want that reaction. It's about standing out, and they get that. They understand the power of visual storytelling.
Okay, so we talked about impact, we talked about details, but how do they actually bring these products to life, Because a drill bit in a studio, it's one thing, but a drill bit in action, out in the field, that's a whole other story.
Totally right.
Yeah.
It's like, you can make something look all shiny and new in a studio, but out there in the elements.
That's where you really see what it's made of.
Exactly. And for potential buyers, that's huge. They need to be able to picture it, working on their project.
So how do they actually pull that off, go beyond the typical product shoot?
They're masters of light, composition, using those things to tell a story.
Yeah.
Take their work with Coresafe Core Trays. You just done basic product shots, right?
Right.
But they went all out.
Yeah. Didn't they set up a whole time-lapse thing at their plant? I think I saw that on their site.
Exactly. Capture the whole process, start to finish. You're not just seeing the trays, you're seeing the care, the precision that goes into every single one.
That's what's so cool. It's like experiencing it firsthand almost. You get a whole other level of appreciation for the craftsmanship.
Exactly. And that's what makes their stuff so effective. It's not just about the product, it's about the why behind it, the value.
It's like they're saying, look what our clients can do with this.
Exactly. Real world applications.
Yeah.
People are way more likely to buy something when they can see how it'll benefit them directly.
It's that whole show don't tell thing, but for marketing.
And they take it even further. They bring in those environmental elements, dramatic skies, those rugged landscapes.
It's like you can almost feel it, right? The scale of it all.
It's not just a piece of equipment anymore. It's part of something bigger. Innovation, progress,
Totally. Okay, so we've talked about action shots, real world stuff, but what about competition? The mining industry, it's pretty cutthroat.
Oh, incredibly. And that's where having that strong visual identity, it's crucial.
Because you want to be memorable.
Absolutely. You want them to see your image and instantly know that's that company.
It's like, what's that saying? A picture is worth 1,000 sales pitches. Something like that. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And think about it, all the really big, memorable brands, they've all got that instantly recognizable look. And that's kind of what Palmer's doing, but for these mining companies.
Creating that whole visual language, right? Strength, precision, all that. But I gotta ask, this all makes sense for the big guys, but what about smaller companies? Can they really afford this level of photography?
That's a great point, and it's something they actually address. They're big believers in high-quality visuals for everyone, not just companies with huge budgets.
So it's not just about how much money you can throw at it.
Not at all. In fact, they argue it might be more important for smaller companies to invest in this stuff because they really need to stand out.
It's like you got to bring your A game to get noticed, right?
Exactly. Imagine you're scrolling online or flipping through a magazine. What makes you stop?
It's that image that just like grabs your eye. It says, we're different. We care about how we present ourselves.
And the good news is, getting professional looking stuff, it's easier than ever these days. Palmer stresses it's more about, making smart choices.
Yeah.
Focusing on composition, telling a story with your image, those little details.
So it's more about the eye behind the camera than just the equipment.
100%. A skilled photographer, they can make magic happen even on a budget. And honestly, even if you don't want to do it yourself, there's tons of talented freelancers out there.
Finding the right one who gets your brand, that's key. So to wrap this all up, what's the big takeaway you want our listeners to walk away with?
I think it's this. In this industry, professional photography, it's not a luxury, it's essential. It's showing your best self, building that trust, and ultimately it's what drives sales.
It's about cutting through all the noise, telling your story in a way that truly connects, whether it's a stunning product shot, an action shot that blows you away, even a time lapse like we talked about. Photography can elevate your whole brand.
It's powerful stuff. And one last thought for everyone listening, don't underestimate visuals, no matter what your business. Think outside the box. How can you use photography? It's an investment that pays off in so many ways.
Couldn't agree more. It's about finding that creative spark, making your brand shine.